So guys, today we discuss the topics of the air sampling which the SYBSC syllabus. So air sampling, air pollution sampling related to the analysis of pollutants in a given volume of air. What is air sampling? Capturing the contaminant from the known volume of air, measuring the amount of contaminant capture and expressing it as a concentration. The air is passed through the filter medium, normally a paper, for solid and the liquid contaminants and the sorbent of gases. The volume of air is measured against the amount of contaminants captured. This gives the concentration, which is expressed either as a milligrams per cubic meter or the parts per million. The volume of air is captured by multiplying the flow rate through the filter medium by the time in minute. Next, the what is aerosol dust and the fumes? Aerosol, dispersion of solid particles of the microscopic size in air. Dust, solid particulate capable of the temporary suspension in air. What is the fume? Solid particle produced by the condensation from the gaseous phase. Fumes are usually derived from the heating of a solid on its melting point and the subsequent cooling of the gas produced. Air sampling calculation. An air sample requires the three basic requirements. First, amount of pollutant collected. Second, flow of the air through the medium. And third is the run time in minute. So next is the types of the air sampler, which win the uh, first is impaction on solid. Sieve impaction samplers are impaction devices which use the acceleration of air through the numerous small holes, inlet orifice in the perforated plate, which in turn impact suspended particles in the air onto the surface on the of the agar. This is an aggressive and effective method of the gathering in the air sample. Next is the impingement, based on the inertial technique in which particles are collected from the high velocity air stream directed toward the obstacles placed across the path of the air stream. Particulates collide with the obstacles and air changes its direction. If the obstacles are adhesive surface, the particles are impacted on it and there is a known as a dry impingement. Of obstacle is wet by any liquid, then it is collected wet impingement. Next is the sedimentation, used to collect settlable particulate that settle out of the atmosphere as a result of gravitational force. Particulate pollutants having the size of the 10 micrometer can be collected with the 99% efficiency. The sample consists of the simple dust jar fitted with the funnel. A liquid is added to collector to prevent the solids bound out from the jar by air. Collected dust is evaporated to dryness and then weighted in the milligram. Sampling period is up to 30 days. So it is the actual result of the sedimentation. Next method is a centrifugation. The method of the sampling the air in the liquid medium by centrifugal force enables reliable sampling. Turbulence of the centrifugal force presents the microorganisms present in the air medium, that is the media. This microbial suspension can be easily used in modern microbiological diagnosis, that is ELISA, PCR counting on the plates. So this is the chart of the comparison of these methods, that is the impingement, impaction and the sedimentation. Next topic is the airborne diseases. So what is airborne disease? You can catch some disease simpler by the breathing. These diseases are called as airborne disease. Airborne disease can spread with the people with certain infections, cough, sneeze or talk, spewing nasal and the throat secretions into the air. Some viruses or the bacteria take flight and hang in the air or land on the people, other people or the surfaces. So what is the symptoms of the airborne disease? Following are the symptoms. First, inflammation of the your nose, throat, sinus and or the lungs. Next is the coughing. Next is a sneezing. Next, condensation. Next is a runny nose. Next is a sore throat. Next is swollen glands. Next, headache. Next one is the body acne. Next is the loss of appetite. Next is a fever and last is the fatigue. So next is the examples of the airborne disease. The first common example is the common cold. Million trusted source of the cases of the common cold occur each year in the United States. Most adults get 2 or the 3 colds a year. Children tend to get them more frequently. The common cold is the top reason of the absences at school and work. There are the many viruses that can cause a cold, but it is usually rhinovirus. Next common cold disease, airborne disease, is the influenza. Most of us have some experience with the flu. It spreads so easily because it's contagious about a day before you notice the first symptoms. It remains contagious for another 5 to 7 days. If you have the weakened immune system for any reason, you can spread it to other longer than that. There are the many strains of the flu, and they are the constantly changing, that makes it difficult to your body to develop the immunities. And the last common airborne disease is the mumps is another very contagious viral disease. You can spread it before symptoms appear and for up to 5 days after. Mumps used to be quite common in the United States, but rates have the declined by 99% trusted source due to the vaccination. From January 1 to January 25, 2020, 70 cases in the United States were reported to the CDC. Outbreaks tend to occur in the densely populated environment.